Well, welcome to the first rehearsal notes of Nashville Notes, and maybe the last. We'll see how this goes and if this is a good thing. Okay, what I want to do, since we were snowed out for 2 weeks in a row and plans got changed and things, I had some things that I wanted to get across to y'all in rehearsal that, a week ago I was trying to figure out how to put this in an email. I tried it last year a little bit. I'm not so sure I was so successful. So instead, we're going to try a new approach and use technology. And so hopefully this is going to work out and you'll understand what I'm trying to talk to you about. What we're going over today and what I really want you to understand, and really this here, what I'm going to tell you, you can take it from now to whenever you die, or if you stop playing your instrument before you die, whenever that day comes, this technique and what I'm going to show you in practicing is effective and it works. There's a lot of different things you can do. I'm just landing and pointing you into one of my favorite. I call it dot and smash. You could call it, I used to call it dot and flag, but I'm calling it dot and smash because I want to smash the note more than I want to flag it. So instead of, oh, that's a bad marker, hold on. So instead of doing, what we're going to do is we're going to look at notes, and it really doesn't matter if the notes, what the rhythmic structure is in the notes. This is about learning to put the notes together as quickly, smashed together as efficiently as you can. You're looking at getting your tongue and your fingers to coordinate, right? So you've all had that issue probably when you're tonguing notes. Sometimes those don't always line up and you get a little hiccup in there with your note. And then you're also, it's about, for woodwinds, it's about moving some of the technical fingerings of all those keys and putting those together. For brass, it's about moving your embouchure quickly and efficiently to get those two notes, especially when you've got an interval. Because sometimes your fingering's the same. Or even if it's not the same, you've got a different of those three valves you're using, you're changing your embouchure quite a bit to get those notes, okay? Because obviously you've got to do more with your mouth to get the different notes than what woodwinds always need to do. So if you look at something like this and you've got a run of some notes that are a challenge, for example, what we're going to do is we're going to take those same notes and we're going to do a couple things with them. The first time, we're going to take it, we're going to dot this note. Oh, wait a minute, let me go like that. Okay, that's where we were at, okay? So we're going to dot this note and add a flag here, and dot that note and add a flag there. Now you remember in your theory that this amount of time is the exact same as this, right? If we talked about, if we look at, remember 2/8 notes are each worth a half a beat, right? Those are each worth a half. And 16th notes, let me go with this down here, these are worth a quarter of a beat, right? So all of these added up together equals 1 beat. That equals 1, this equals 1, right? Remember, we can adjust this. What a dot means, remember that means it is worth half of whatever it's sitting next to. So if we dot an 8th note, instead of being worth, you've got the 8th note that's worth a half, plus you've got the dot. What's half of a half? That's a quarter, so your dot is worth a quarter. Let me go like this. There we go. So that's equal to 3/4. You can fast forward if you know what I'm talking about. Let me do one more so it makes a little bit more sense. If we're talking about a quarter note is always worth 1 beat, right? What's half of 1 beat? This is worth 1. Half of 1 beat is half. So if we put a dot next to a quarter note, that means that dot is worth a half a beat. This dot was worth a quarter of a beat because that's half of half. This dot's worth a half a beat because that's half of 1. By the way, parents who are not musicians, this would be good if you understand this and you can help your musician. So this one here then is worth a total of 1.5 beats. So then remember too, I'm going kind of from harder to more, harder to easier. Half note is worth 2 beats. If we dot that, That means that dot is worth half of 2 is 1. So we add those two together. That means your dotted half is worth 3 beats, right? You guys have heard me say that a dot is just worth half of whatever it's next to. So if I took this eraser and I had another eraser like it and I chopped it in half and I stuck it half next to it, that's what it would mean if I put a dot next to this eraser. It means it'd be worth 1.5 erasers. You put a dot next to pizza, you got 1.5 pizza. That's just all the dot means no matter where it's sitting, okay? So now back to the dot and flag. When we go to do this dot and flag method, after I've explained all this to you, what I want you to avoid, and the reason I don't really call it dot and flag so much as I call it dot and smash, is because I don't really want it to sound nice and rhythmic, like you're skipping through a field of flowers. That's not the point of this. The point of this is to get your fingers trained to move between 2 notes quickly and efficiently and coordinated with your tongue, okay? So when I'm going to demonstrate this for you on the clarinet. And when I play this, what I want you to pay attention to and notice is that I'm not looking to make this sound like what it's going to sound in a performance. This is going to be, the goal is to make it really kind of obnoxious sounding and smash the keys down, okay, without hurting your instrument, of course, okay? So let's take it with, I'm going to show you on a really simple, we'll just take a C scale, no sharps, no flats. By the way, what I'm telling you, I want you to do this on your scale work, practicing on all your scales that you're working on. So if we're doing this on a C scale, we're going to start this way. It'll be without, you know, the nice coordinated, like if I played it like that, it would be, reed's dry, hold on. That's not what we're after. We are after more like this. Like that, okay? So you're hanging on to it and then you're moving. And how long you hang on to that first, you've got a long note and a short note, how long you hang on to the long note is beside the point. The point of this technique here, and this practice technique, is to make that short note as short as you can possibly make it. So I don't really feel like that was a good demo, because that was still too, it wasn't obnoxious enough, you know what I mean? So. And so you notice how I emphasize it too. Why are you pointing, why are you giving me that?
It's 2 minutes till 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay, so you're going to go through it with your scale that way. Then we're going to reverse it, and we're going to it's going to look more like this: flag there, dot, flag, and dot there. Okay. All right. So then after doing that, it's going to go like this. What did I just say? Yeah. So we go short, short, long, like that. And you don't really get the nice slam until you come down. Let me start coming down and you'll see what I mean. Oh, sorry. But again, you know, if you squeak, that's good, because that means you're really plastering it, you're really pushing air out, and you're being obnoxious. Like I said, this is not how you're going to play it in a performance. This is about how you practice it and how to make your practice time really worthwhile and work well for you. So I'm slamming the keys down, okay? Okay, now after you do it on a nice C scale, then I want you to take something with a little bit more challenge to it. And when you make a mistake, then don't keep going on with your scale. Back up and know you've got to work on that part more. Okay, I think YouTube's going to cut me off, so we're going to do a part 2.